Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're taking a deep dive into something pretty mind-blowing. We're talking about Neuralink,
Good Neuralink, yeah.
the company that wants to basically hook our brains up to computers. I know, I know. It sounds like something straight out of sci-fi, right?
It does.
And yeah, you probably heard Elon Musk talking about it, but we're gonna actually break it down.
Yeah, let's get into how this thing actually works.
Exactly. And what it could mean for us, down the road, good and bad, the whole picture.
Definitely, there are lots of angles to consider.
So at its core, we're talking about these, get this, teeny tiny electrodes,
Like super tiny.
thinner than a hair. They're implanted into the brain. And they're supposed to record and stimulate brain activity.
The idea is to basically be able to eventually control computers or even like prosthetics just with your thoughts.
Yeah, control stuff with your mind. Wild, right?
It's pretty wild when you think about it.
So how does it actually work? What's the science behind this?
Okay, so imagine these tiny threads with electrodes on them, right? They get implanted into the brain, and those electrodes can pick up the electrical signals that brain cells use to communicate.
So it's like eavesdropping on our brain cells.
In a way, yeah, it's like a tiny little microphone, but for your neurons, it's recording all that electrical chatter.
Okay, that's both amazing and a little creepy.
I know, right? But here's the thing, it's not just recording. These electrodes can send signals back too, stimulating specific parts of the brain.
Hold on, so it's two-way communication. We can send and receive signals.
Exactly, and that's where it gets really interesting. Think about it. If you can send signals to the brain, you could potentially bypass damaged nerves and allow people with paralysis to move again.
That's what I was thinking. Like someone with a spinal cord injury could potentially regain control of their limbs.
Right, and it goes beyond just movement. They've done trials where people can move cursors on a screen just by thinking about it.
Wow, incredible.
It's like mind control, but for good.
Okay, but let's be real. Implanting anything in the brain is a big deal. There've got to be some serious challenges and risks, right?
Absolutely. For one thing, these implants need to be super safe and last a long time.
I mean, we're talking about something that has to function inside your brain, potentially for decades.
Exactly. So biocompatibility is a huge issue. The implant can't trigger any kind of rejection or negative reaction from the body.
And what about the data? I mean, this is brain data we're talking about. That's like the most personal information there is.
That's a huge concern. Keeping that data secure is absolutely paramount. You don't want anyone hacking into your brain, right?
Definitely not. So how do we make sure that doesn't happen?
Well, there's a lot of work being done on encryption and cybersecurity to make those systems as strong as possible. Think about it. You'd need some seriously strong firewalls for your brain.
No kidding. This whole thing feels like uncharted territory. I mean, the potential is amazing, but the responsibility that comes with it is huge.
It really is. This isn't just about cool new gadgets. Neuralink is forcing us to think about what it even means to be human in an age where we can merge our brains with technology.
That's a big question. So where do we go from here? What's next for Neuralink?
Well, they're working on improving the tech all the time.
Making it better, yeah.
Higher bandwidth, better decoding of brain signals, things like that. The goal is to make this communication between brain and computer as seamless as possible. Like, imagine being able to just think something and have it happen on your computer. No more typing or clicking.
Whoa. Okay, I can see how that would be appealing, but is that something we even want? I mean, is this really the future we're heading for?
It's hard to say. I mean, the potential benefits are incredible, especially for people with disabilities or those suffering from neurological conditions. Imagine being able to restore mobility or treat things like depression or blindness with this technology.
It's mind-blowing, really.
But yeah, there are also some very real ethical and societal concerns we need to grapple with. Things like privacy, consent, and even the potential for this tech to widen the gap between those who have access to it and those who don't.
That's a really good point. This isn't just a technological challenge, it's a social one, too. So as we wrap up our deep dive today, I'm left with this question. If we could enhance our abilities, erase painful memories, or even share thoughts directly using Neuralink, would we? And should we? What would that mean for humanity as we know it?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's something we all need to think about, and I don't think there are any easy answers.
Nope, definitely not. It's a conversation we need to keep having.
Absolutely. The future is coming, whether we're ready for it or not.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Neuralink. It's been a wild ride.
It has.
Until next time, keep those brain cells firing.
And maybe back up your memories just in case.
Good one. See ya.
See ya.